This is Renewing the Man. Clarity under pressure. The weekly call to bring clarity to your situation.
Oh, nice. How you doing? How you feeling? I saw a bunch of your video posts for sports coaching. That's awesome, man. I love it. You should
Thanks,
bring that
man.
to school. You should bring that to school, man. Monetize it.
It's coming along. It's just basically keeping on practicing. Putting in reps of speaking and getting the word out there. And the other one, basically is just basically trying to get good at speaking and it's coming. But the main message is just about creating a safe environment for the sports kids to thrive. I lived it, as an athlete, as a kid, and all the coaching, the pressure, the pushing is there. I guess it's there, and then what happens is the kid goes and performs and plays, but even the pressure when they're wanting it, then they go back into the car or even during the game on the sideline, they're looking for the safe space while the pressure's on, and the parents are like.
Yeah. Even more pressure, play even more pressure. And then you have the fathers that live vicariously through the kids.
Yeah.
What you did wrong? How come you did that? When you did it wrong, you fucked up. You lost the game for us.
Yeah. It's just the awareness is the start of it, and because the ironic thing is well-meaning people trying to be there for their children, and they think they are, and saying everything from a place of I want you to do well, and then it ain't what you do. It's not how. That's not what the kid's feeling or interpreting. And it's kind of like cool. I find myself in that thinking about that. It's the same as with our perspective of growing as men and individuals, or even as women. When they grow, it's like we think we see what we see. Here's this: we don't really see it. We like to feel like we see it. However, sometimes just getting the clarity, like this call too, is what it's meant for. Is help someone see. And so it's just getting the awareness,
Oh,
hello, Wally, over here. Boy, it sure got quieter with no birds, eh?
Right? But that's really cool.
What's been good, man? How are you?
Doing well, yeah. We had a service advisor who left the organization, and so I've been doing interviews the last couple of days. And decide this weekend over I'm going to hire one guy or the other. So I'll make a decision on Monday and reach out. And,
nice.
Yeah. Pull the trigger and get somebody in there to help out.
Yeah.
This could be good.
That's awesome, man.
Well, you got a call. That's what happened.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. It's tough being popular.
Totally.
Yeah. And good looking, and see if we can make him smile. I'm just kidding.
I'm kidding. I'm sure you can hear that, though.
Huh?
I'm sure you can still hear us while he's on the phone there. He's just muted so that the microphone is not getting picked up by us, but he can still hear that we're talking about him. Yeah,
well, he's amazing, as we know.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I know. Just the whole sports thing been speaking a lot and
good
creating awareness and getting some communication going. So just starting to message with parents who are talking about their kids' situation or sport and then giving them some insight on it and stuff like that. So it's kind of like practicing the method of reaching out using the the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
And it's cool though, because it's been about a month, just over a month of trying to do this. So it's Coach Nathan Briggs is my it's a sport emotional coach. So it's basically where I'm basically going into areas of awareness and giving practical strategies of how to create the safe space for their athlete.
Awesome.
And I know very well, in fact, like what we're talking about on this call, for example, is a whole other level of the individual, and it's a segue as well, because it kind of like I can see, as I'm speaking to some of them, I can see where it's coming from in the ways that they're actually trying to help their kid, and they mean well,
Sure.
but they cannot see what is the root cause of why they feel they need to do that. And when they analyze themselves, they also ask, like, yeah, they ask questions about, like, I think I'm doing this right, and so it's good because the intention is there. They're not there. They're there to do well, and I like most people. And the same thing for I find such value in this work and this and talking and sharing, is because it's just part of getting ahead. Like, if you can't get to the truth and the honesty of things in your life, no matter how big or small they are, then you're just compensating for left, right, and center in the ways you can't see.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been cool, man. This is like, I really value these Saturday morning calls, because it's like it's sharing. It's not the actual deep work in sessions or anything like that. I know that well.
Right.
It's the actual awareness and sharing about, okay, like there's people out there, I really believe, that are ready to get into more truth in their life. They're run ragged.
Yeah.
They can't take. They don't want to keep on doing the same thing over and over. I mean, I've had how many conversations the last couple months where they pop up here and there, where, especially, like, we're just like, man, it's like the same thing over and over. Like, it's just all I do is this. Like, hey, why? You have full capability to not do that, and that, but you still keep doing it. And they say, well, you just got to. It's like, really? Is that the belief? Is that the underlying belief that you
Who
really
told you
have?
that?
And when did you agree with it? And that's a scary thing, because that underlying belief makes you feel safe.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? They're going to a place of safety, even though it may not be healthy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear that you're seeing that in your conversations with people and are able to, like, identify that and help them see that for themselves. Beautiful.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Wow. God has a way of orchestrating things, and
Yeah.
I'm very happy, very thankful that I connected to you guys, and to Wally quite a lot longer ago. But I mean, yeah, it started the pathway of getting the change. So I took the plunge to actually go into some deep coaching, and then now I once I got the engagement and I could feel the actual concrete change and shift, and like they call clarity. It's like, once you see it and you realize, wow, there is a work to be done that can shift and change that, and not because of you guys or anything. It's like where you are led into yourself and realizing your ability,
Yeah.
and that's the confidence builder. Yeah, really, something that changed. It's huge for me.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, man. So how's things in the island? The island?
Oh,
Are you still? Yeah.
yeah, the island is great. I love it. We I'm part of this disc golf club in
Yeah.
Vancouver. And so one of the golf courses has a disc golf course on it, but it was closed for the winter. And so it opened last night. But I worked a 12-hour day yesterday, so I wasn't able to go and play. And
Yeah.
our first event's going to be on Wednesday, so it's going to be a lot of fun going to play that course again. It's got like a par 5, like 800-foot whirl, which is awesome.
800 what?
Feet.
800 foot. Okay, yeah.
Par 5. So
800-foot throw.
So that's how far you have, like, between the tee pad, you go down around a corner, and it's
Yeah.
like 400 feet one way, 400 feet another way. It's like 800 and something feet. So it's a long hole, and I've gotten close to eagling it. So that's my goal for this year, is to get an eagle on that hole.
Yeah, get it, man.
Yeah.
That's sweet. 800 feet. So that's 600 times. Or no, 600 times 3 divided by 3. Sorry, is 200 yards.
Yeah. So we're doing
Okay.
like 200 yards or something.
Wow. Has anyone been able to, like, hey, an eagle is 2 shots, right?
Yes. Well,
Yes.
it would be 3 shots because it's a par 5.
Wow,
It's 2 strokes like under.
Oh, you get 3 shots. Eagle means if you did it in five or less, you only did it with 2 left, then it's an eagle.
Exactly. So a birdie is 1, eagle is 2.
I never knew that till now. Oh boy. That tells you how many times it was just at either a bachelor party or a fundraiser. I'm not an active golfer.
So if you're doing a par 3 and you get a hole in one in golf, that's technically an eagle, but you just call it a hole in one.
Okay. Yeah. Ah, yes. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, like, I show up and I don't, like, my buddies who play a lot, that they care a lot.
Sure.
So they get a little frustrated when they don't do well, and I'm sitting there going like, let's just give her a shot, whatever. And I start winning. This guy just walks on and starts hitting, like, the hole's over there. Why don't you hit it that way? What's wrong with you?
Yes, guys.
And they're like, don't talk to me.
Yeah. Anytime I've played golf maybe a dozen times in my life. I inherited my grandfather's set of wood golf clubs. And when I've gone and played, I've never had a lesson. I've hit the driving range before we go out and play, and that's the extent of it, right?
Yeah.
And so when I'm not playing well and getting frustrated with myself, I always stop and remember, people play this game their whole lives and don't get any better. So you playing 12 times ever and doing as well as you are is not bad. If you actually cared and did some, like, practice and got a lesson on how to actually do the right form, got clubs that actually fit you, for example, like, all of those things would be so much better. But right, I'm just out there to have fun. I'll have at least one good drive a day, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and it's pretty cool. Must be cool. Some classic clubs showing up over there. Like, oh, who's that guy?
What is this? What it was?
He's either really, really good or needs new clubs.
Technology's come so far that they're like, they're okay, but like they're not gonna get at me as far as like a Big Bertha is by any means. Just by
Oh yeah, that's just nuts. Like,
yeah,
the way those, like, I have a good friend who can really just, like, he just nails it. It's just like you see it go and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
You see that, like, it's so straight. You can see it looking straight into the sun.
Yeah.
You can still see where it is. Like, it's that straight. But yeah.
She gone.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, so you're on the island. I know you're writing the music and stuff like that. So you do that, like, every week, or it's like an ongoing thing?
So, like, it's my studio, got my guitars and stuff, and
Sweet, man. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm working on. I had an experience with Jesus, and so I'm writing that into a new song,
Yeah.
um, and trying to figure out how to make that a thing. And so I'll be working on that over the next couple of days. And my daughter was playing basketball last night, so I got to go and pick her up and see her. And um,
Nice.
she's on the like elite basketball team here in town. So
There you
uh,
go.
up and down island, and they had a tournament last weekend in Vancouver, and they won that tournament, so it was pretty cool. And
Nice.
yeah, she's pretty stoked. She asked me to drive one of her friends home last night. They're all talking about zone defense and what they're gonna do, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like, I can't wait to see you guys play. It's gonna be great.
That's like focused, eh? Like that's pretty cool. The natural enthusiasm's there.
Yeah.
I guess yeah, that's I remember those days. Did you ever play yourself?
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
was a big basketball player. Um,
Are you pretty tall? Yeah.
I'm 6. So yeah, I was dunking in grade 10, dunking in games in grade 11 and 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Dunking
Yeah,
in games in grade 11 as well. That must have been cool.
it was rad. Yeah, in grade 11, I was like, it was me and one of the seniors on the team that could dunk in games, and
Oh yeah.
so it was rad. Like people just go nuts, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, it was so much fun. It's demoralizing for the other team, right? Just like
Oh yeah. Big grade 11, 12. I
yeah,
remember some of the kids aren't like the point guards in grade 11 and 12 are like 5'6". Like,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, that must have been cool. You take the lane, just go up,
yes.
knock the guy, especially if the kid falls backwards. Like, ah, the moment of feeling helpless. Yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And so for her to have that same love of basketball has just been amazing. Great. We'll go and shoot hoops from time to time, and it's super fun.
nice man.
Now that the weather's getting better, we'll be probably doing that more. There's a court like across the street from her house right now, so go and play with her a bunch there. I'm sure.
Nice.
Guess a couple of months. So yeah, looking forward to
That's,
that. Yeah,
yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, it's so. I remember the times. Yeah, my dad played. He kicked the ball with me on the driveway or different. Play shoot some basketballs after work and stuff. So he took the time to do that with me too. And
yeah, it's
yeah, it
awesome.
was pretty. You remember those times? It was really nice.
Yeah, yeah. My dad wasn't as much an athlete. Uh, he had gotten injured, and then later on, he had one of his retinas at the back of his eye had detached, and
Oh,
so they're like, no physical sports, otherwise that could detach again. And you could go blind. He's like, all right, guess no more basketball for me. So
yeah,
uh, he would come and watch my games and stuff, but he wouldn't play with me. So we
yeah,
throw baseball around, throw the football around a little bit, but not not a whole lot. So
nice.
yeah, I played football as well in high school and volleyball, did track and field, played soccer a couple of years as well.
Oh, you did all it. You're an athletic guy then. There you go.
I
You
was
did a lot of that stuff. You've been
athlete.
hiding this whole time. You've had this extra pair of gloves this whole time. That's from the movie that's from, right? Yeah. That's the best. Yeah, that sounds like you did a lot of sports, man.
Yeah, and I was good. And so I won athlete of the year the first 3 years I was in high school, and yeah, it was pretty
No
rad.
way.
Yeah,
You good for you, buddy. There you go. Yeah. That's sweet, man. It's
nice.
not
Yeah,
a shrine, just so you know. That's I dug out all my old stuff this week as I'm
cool.
yeah doing some of the coaching stuff. I'm sitting with parents and just on Zoom, of course, and I'm going over a set plan. But
Right.
I was my stuff to kind of relate and be like, it kind of worked out because I had these two bins to sort out, and I started opening them. I'm like, what the heck is all this? And I pulled out like all these ribbons from track and field and all these little trophies from when I was like real, little.
Yeah.
And plaques from high school, and
Yeah,
I
cool.
forgot I was even on the swimming team or the
Oh, really?
volleyball. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I got the swimming award in grade 11,
Wow.
and then most valuable player for volleyball in grade. I think it was grade 11 too. But that year, I don't know what it was. I was 5'7", 5'8", and I could jump, man. Like
Yeah.
I could just go up and then wham! I was lefty. So south
Oh, wow. That's
or
super cool.
offside
Yeah.
hitter.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway, a long time ago, but it's kind of cool to look back on the pictures and
Yeah.
see different stuff like that.
My mom was the volleyball coach for my school. Yes,
Oh
and
yeah,
so I was team captain, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
nice.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of athletic history here, eh? That's sweet.
My grandfather on my mom's side was a PE teacher for his
Okay.
day job, and then like sang with Anne Murray in the evenings on TV.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. So I get the
And
music.
more.
Yeah,
So you got music and sports. It's very common.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, me and you are, we can relate here.
yeah.
I've written some. I put the guitar away literally. It's it's more of a yeah. I kind of treat it like it's an interesting experience I have because I'll hear songs in full. This week I just pull out a voice note and I can hear it like it's like I feel God's spirit
Yeah.
around me, or and I'm literally working away and all of a sudden I'm like it comes right into here and I can hear
Cool.
the whole thing,
Wow.
like, and I know it's not a song I've heard before.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I stop and just start humming it into the sound
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
words I can kind of hear formulating, and then it's like little pieces, and
Sure.
that's how I write. So I got
Cool.
like 100 songs, but I
Wow.
just don't. I'm not sure what it is. I mean, it's like sometimes it feels like you get, they say the writer's block. After
Sure.
doing some of the emotional work here, I'm just like, yeah, there's something you're blocking yourself in some ways.
Well,
What do you think about that? Actually, I should ask you. You're the expert here.
so with writer's block, sometimes all of your thoughts just come to a complete stop, and you're just like, I don't know what to do now. Like, how does
Yeah,
this move? Right? Like, I'm completely unable to think of the next thing that has to happen in whatever I'm doing. Um, I've also had experiences like you were saying where I've heard the song and it just kind of flows out, and that's the song that I'm actually writing on right now. Um,
nice.
I wasn't at all looking to write a song about what had happened, but then I got this tune, and then I just started speaking out what was happening and putting the tune to like what had happened to music, and coming up with the words on the spot. And I had voice recorded that whole thing, so um, I'm going to take that and rework the words and actually make it a song. Um, for when Wally and I were working on the movie script together, I would just flow. It was just amazing. Just everything was just pouring out of me, and then
Yeah,
shut off. And I'm like, "Oh no!
yeah,
Like what do we do now?" And then Wally's like, "What about this?" I'm like, "No, but this." And then I just kept on going, right? But having that person to bounce that thing off of was the inspiration that I was able to use to get out of that writer's block. And so
gotcha.
there's a lot of people who go into writers groups so that they can have that kind of back and forth, or they talk to somebody when they're stuck, like the
Hmm,
spouse or a good friend or whatever who's on your team to like help you get past whatever the mental block is, right? Because it's a real thing.
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's not necessarily trauma or something that an insecurity that's preventing you from going further. It's sometimes just the way that you have it formed in your mind. It's come to its conclusion, but you know there's more, and you
Yeah.
need that the bridging piece to get from where you're at to the start of the next new thing.
Hmm.
So that tiny little gap, all it takes is one word, and you're like, it unlocks everything, and it opens up, and you can just move through the doorway into the newness.
I like that. It's kind of like I remember writing the verse, the
Beautiful.
first hearing, and then you got the chorus.
Yeah.
Like this is like the anthem of this song.
Yeah.
And then well, that's cool, eh? The anthem of the song. And then you go into like, hey, that was almost a story in itself, the first verse. Now I got the chorus. How do I write two other pieces off of that? And where do I want that to go?
Great.
It's kind of like life, like sometimes I don't know why it's kicking in that way, but it's like I'd probably do somehow. It's basically that's kind of like where it is with me in the songwriting. I've written a verse, I've done a stretch, I wrote an anthem, and I wrote a couple like songs. Are just like, man, I played at campfires or for other people or small, performances, and people are like, man, like they could feel it. And then I'm like, sweet. But then I'm like, there's something in me that's just like, this feels like a lot of work to actually do more. So it's on the back burner now, but it's sweet. You're going forward and
Yeah.
making
Make it
more.
happen.
Yeah,
And-
dude. And that athletic part of you too. Like it's cool. We can relate. I didn't know all this about you. This is awesome. That athletic drive you have when you write and the passion combined. You take an athlete and an artist and go like this. That's what it is anyway.
yeah, totally.
Heck yeah, man. You're probably a very extremely creative guy. You got athlete, recreational athlete, musician, like all of it. That's sweet.
My job is not very creative at all. And so having a creative outlet has been awesome. I used to do custom vinyl toys. So I'd buy a blank little statue kind of thing and then add to it and make creations, mainly like superhero type stuff, just because it's fun.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
so that was my outlet for a little while, and then I had kids, and then those are very time consuming. So I put that kind of on the back burner, and but still play music, and that's now my creative outlet. And then now making these music videos with AI, it's been
Okay.
pretty
Cool. Yeah. So it creates like that's kind of cool. I know that you can generate like images or different things. Like I've tried to use different ways of developing ideas. I guess what my question is like so do you kind of like put the lyrics in and then it creates a scenario based off of that, or you prompt it to create what you want the scenario to be?
So for when I'm trying to generate because I had put me in all my music videos, right? I'm singing, I'm playing all the music and all the instruments and stuff because
Okay.
Right. And so when I'm trying to have me say the words that are the lyrics of the song, then I'll put the lyrics in. Otherwise, I've just got ideas of, okay, this is the theme of what I'm talking about. So how do I interpret that theme and make that come to life? Right.
Oh, cool.
So it's not using the lyrics, it's using the theme of what I'm talking about in the lyrics, to have like whatever visual come up. So I've been using Grok AI, which is Tesla, SpaceX, Elon Musk's AI, right?
Yeah.
And so it does some interesting things. It doesn't always get stuff right, like most of them do, right? but it will come up with some pretty cool special effects for stuff. So in my latest video, when I talk about getting set free from some chains and some bondage, like it's got this glowing blue energy around me. The chains fall off, and like this blue heart of electricity forms around me. And I'm just like, whoa, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like the love of God in the song, like
Yeah.
that is rad. Like that just came out of nowhere. Like you did this, Grok? Yes, I couldn't plan this better myself. That's awesome.
Wow.
So you just put the prompts in, and then it takes what you've said and does stuff, and you're like, yeah, let's edit that, let's change this, let's tweak this a little bit more. But
Huh.
sometimes they'll just some like solid gold, and you're just like, yes,
Oh
awesome.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind of like how you envisioned it. That's
Yeah.
interesting you say that because yeah, I can relate to that kind of spiritual change, spiritual movement,
Yeah.
and yeah, releasing of chains, releasing of whatever, um, and with that, wow. So is you kind of you prompted more, or did you say you were more surprised that Grok kind of knew what that was?
So
That,
I said that like you're breaking free this chains, and there's like glowing energy on his hands, right? And then it took that and turned the glowing energy into this big heart in behind me that had like come off of my hands, right? And it's like, that's perfect. Like that's amazing.
wow.
Good job. Like I didn't prompt it to say that at all. Like you did this on your own. Top notch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it cool? Like, yeah, where it's in like that's
That's
brilliant. I'm
I'm
okay with that. That's good.
real glad that you did this because I wouldn't have even thought of this, and this is way better. So thank you. Like sweet. So it's cool to like to just cinematic wise. Like I've got an eye for film. I've watched thousands of movies. So my kid's mom used to run a movie theater, so I would see literally everything.
Yeah, yeah,
And then on top of that, just watching movies at home and things. And so I've got an eye for that. I really like the way that stuff like cinematically is done, like zooming in and panning and all that kind of stuff. So I'll add in those prompts, like this happens, this camera comes in like this, lighting's here, and all that stuff. Put all of those things in, so we can get it to look the way I want it to look. And it's been really cool to have that all actually work out the way you want to, right?
yeah.
Because it understands all of that. So
Huh.
it's been pretty cool to like have it like create what my vision is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's
Well,
just
yeah.
nice work, eh? Oh, hey. You hear the birds again.
Yeah, no, I just had a client call. They had we had to have a little not an emergency, but an emergency like what do you call
Situation.
it? Not
Reset.
an emergency, like a powerful reset. So I've been working with and no, I want personally, right, like just say that I understood you guys were talking about Nick's music videos and the music that he's doing and how powerful it is, and for him to be getting that out and putting that together and what that looks like. And
Oh
even
yeah.
though I missed the 10 minutes of that part, but I understood what was going on with the at the last second, so I caught the context of it. So and
Oh
the
good.
feeling, I feel you guys. I know. So what what I'm gonna say, I've been working with them, and then she had a past life experience last night. And he had Greg had he was thinking of a creek, and when they get their new house, and then when they get to that house, when they get that house, he had the name of the creek in his head, and he asked her to think about the name of the creek, and
Okay.
then he said Bear Creek, and she fucking lost it.
Yeah.
She went
Well,
into a past life regression, and the past life regression was, she didn't know it, one of the regressions I did with Greg, and she was his wife in the past life, and his daughter, which is now, she's a bonus mom too. She doesn't like stepmom, so bonus mom too, was her daughter in that past life.
oh, wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
This was a dream.
So she actually went. It wasn't a dream. It was actually what he said, Bear Creek, and she just lost it like emotionally, and she went for like an hour. She did a poll. She basically did a went through and saw the little version of herself, and so this was escalated because I've been also working with them and I did 2 polls with her already, and they're signing up next week for a full month
Nice.
commitment with me.
There you go.
So they needed to get it off their chest. So I said, I'm on a call. All right, but I'll give you a few minutes here just to connect because it's still, I'm sorry not to be present on the call, but it's still present to the work, right?
Yeah, no, it's totally cool, man. Because I know you're helping someone, and that's
Yeah.
that's what you do, and and you're gifted at. So like, even as you were speaking, like, I bet you he's really like, that's exactly what needs to be.
Did you see me cry? Did you see I was crying actually at one
No,
point?
you got a good you can see the eyes, but not with those glasses.
Yeah, I was like, stop it! You're gonna make me cry. I started like crying with her. I'm like, fuck, stop it! I was like, Erica, stop! I'm not crying with you now. Shit.
All good. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it's powerful, and they are as a couple, as a new couple. Greg went through a divorce. His ex-wife is lost in the abyss, and her ex-partner, they're never married, is also lost in the abyss, and they're both being cruel and mean and projecting, and as they are coming together and their hearts are becoming one and they're doing the work, she's started to do the work and do the emotional work, and he's done the work already, and he's supporting her in the love, and so for me, it's like they're the epitome of the 1% of a very powerful, loving couple. That this is they say that most people will get a divorce after they get divorced, but with what they're going through, what they're being an example of, in a relationship, man, they're never going to separate. This is it. This is the one that he always wanted. This is the one she always wanted, and that they both needed for each other, to support and love each other, hear and understand each other, to walk the walk with each other in such a powerful way. And I'm just like, wow. And the fact that she was resistant to it a couple months ago. And Greg was like, call Wally, call Wally, call Wally, call Wally, call Wally. And she finally did, but she called me when she was in distress. So I said, okay, we need to work on getting that out, because her old version was in fear and panic, which if she didn't clear that, it would have caused that relationship, this new relationship, for it to fail. Right. So and it's for me, it's awesome too, because I'm trying to work with couples as well, doing the work one-on-one and together, and it's I did almost a year of work with Greg as well, and we did a lot of work, and he's in this place, he gets it, he understands it. Also, his intuition is more, his awareness is even more, like, when you do this work, the deeper Nathan, Nick already knows that your awareness, right? Your intuition, your awareness becomes that much more present to, and your calmness, right? To all the chaos around us, that we can control how we walk and, how we show up.
Yeah. We were actually talking about that earlier, how Nathan was able to see some stuff in some of the people he's been talking with. So, yeah.
Oh, you see, I'm not even on the call and I get it.
Well, it's all relative, as they say. So, it's getting to the truth, and that's like, man, it's amazing once you are in and doing the work, and you've done a lot of the work, and you at least got it into practice to start. and finally be like, hey, that's enough. Like, kind of like this person you spoke to. Like, it's like, hey, I need to just talk to someone about this and actually learn give me some perspective and some clarity, or I don't know how to get what's going on here and whatever truth it is to me at the moment out. and
Yeah.
and then also, I don't even know if what I'm feeling is really true, or all the things. And the bottom line is, it's either worry and fear and a problem, and it needs to be, or it's just like lack of clarity, and so it needs to be brought to truth and clarity, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that's yeah, it's I can relate, man.
Yeah. And the truth and clarity is, you know how to get there now through the
Yeah,
emotional work.
yeah. It's even it's a process, and sometimes like it's not an immediate, but it is a lot more like you're getting somewhere. That's for
Mhm.
sure. And when I say immediate, like it's not in like 5 minutes. Okay, I'm good. Sometimes maybe it's a little thing you need to just sort out for 5 minutes. But you take a good hour or whatever, and you just really spend time.
Yeah.
Then you really get a feel for how this shift happens, where you got some truth and clarity. Um, yeah, yeah, that's kind of how
Right.
I feel. But, yeah, with different experiences, I often wonder when I hear about yeah, past lives, or another life I was this or that. Even heck, myself, I speak of myself, like I've had experiences where I still had, like, I'd say, more spiritual attachments to a past romantic relationship, or spiritual attachments to a memory, or even a trauma that happened before, and processing those, like when the actual emotional healing happens, and now the truth is there in that area, and now the spiritual aspect can kind of like come to truth as well. I found a release of letting go of those ties, you know
Yeah.
um, and yeah, just like actually coming to healing in that. Even this week, I was going through one of my I was saying to Nick, this is not a shrine. This is actually a pile of all my stuff and my pictures of soccer, baseball, swimming, you name it, track,
Yeah.
all that stuff. And as I was going through this box, I found of all this stuff. Like, I'm like, wow, what the heck? And my parents kept it for me, which is nice.
Yeah.
And I pulled out this album of I think I was 25, I was younger, but I really was. I didn't know it at the time, but I was in love with this girl, and she was very in love with me. She made an album of pictures of us, and under each picture was a Bible verse. And now at that time, I was dealing with extreme fear of relationships, like to the point where as soon as I got into like this is my girlfriend, anxiety, the absolute like just like fear,
Yeah.
and it was overbearing to the point like I couldn't take it. I couldn't understand why I didn't. I tried to cope, and I couldn't until I said, "Hey, we can't be together." Then all of a sudden, Nathan's back. I'm back to myself. So it basically would create a experience. This is a long time ago, and so we broke up because I couldn't do it. It wasn't the fact that I didn't like her. It wasn't the fact that I wasn't actually really falling for her. It was just I felt powerless to be able to be in a relationship because of fear and trauma, anxiety type stuff. So I saw this week, and I went into it, and as I opened it, I started reading it. It just was, now I've done quite a bit of the work and cleared myself from a lot of those things that were causing that back then. And I was able to open the book, and I just like cried. Like I saw how this person tried to love me, and every single verse was was the authority we have over fear, and
And she
the
saw you. She actually
truth.
saw you. Wow.
And that's what I said to myself. I was like, thank you. I was praying. I was like, God bless this girl because she saw me in where I was, and I was trying to be there, and I literally kept saying as I got it out, I was like, I am so sorry I couldn't be there. I couldn't meet you. I just literally could not. And I said, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for loving me. You know.
Yeah. How did that feel? How does that feel, man? I
Oh,
got that emotion right there.
it was great.
Ah.
Like I just, like she was like, I see the picture. Like we were super young. Like this is like 20 years ago, right? Like so, like and and the verses are there. It's all like verses of God's truth and His love, and perfect love casts out fear, and the truth in Jesus.
What's one way that you can acknowledge her and set her free from that love that she had for you, for her to grieve it?
Yeah, I don't have any contacts. In fact, after all this happened, it was 2 years after that I revisited and connected, and I did take her for dinner, and I tried to take her to her favorite place, and I remember saying, "Hey, I wanted to make sure I said to you that." Because I had found a way, like God brought into my life some of the healing start of getting that gone, and then I realized more of it. So I went and took her for dinner, and I said, "Hey, I want you to know, back then I'm pretty sure I know I broke your heart very badly." And
so you already did it. Wow, look at that! You already did it.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and I said, I'm sorry that my things that I've had, I just couldn't help cause that to you. And then she took a moment, she sat there and she said, you know what? You broke my heart worse than anyone else in my life. And she said it to me, and I said, I know, I'm sorry. So I got to apologize and really tell her genuinely I'm sorry, that I did not mean to do that. I was actually fighting to try and be there. And we did it for months, and I fought this thing for months, and I could. It's just so.
And how did you end leaving it? End up leaving it?
Good. We hung out, and I mean, at that time I had expressed, I still actually liked her, and at that time, then I was still working on the road and stuff like that. So it kind of like where I went away, and then it kind of was 6 months on, 6 months off on the road. So it kind of just went off.
Fizzled out.
Never happened, So here I am years later, married, obviously, all that. So So, but it was cool to look back into that and feel the attachment of the past, and I released that as well, like in prayer, like I just in Jesus' name, I just released, and in love, I said I release any more emotional attachment to the hurt of this past.
Nice, beautiful,
and I felt an actual like a breath, like a couple breaths just leave. Like I've experienced what spiritually like a detachment, and I was able to cry. I didn't even know this was locked in me. That's the thing about this stuff, is like all this emotional work. We're sitting there navigating with our heads and what we have, what we allow ourselves to feel at a certain point, and then all of a sudden something catches you off guard, and you're like, and your framework's thrown off, and instead of looking at it, we just keep going. So this was cool to know that I needed to try this out. I locked the office door, and like we had visitors upstairs, and I was just like, nope, I need this space, and got it out and made sure that whatever was left there was in truth.
So what you're describing is letting go of a soul tie.
Yeah, and I didn't know it was there.
So any person that you've had a sexual encounter with, you will have a soul tie with.
Yeah.
If you haven't done that with other people, then you may want to look at going back and revisiting that with them as well.
Yeah, that'll. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of that kind of work I've done, and with
And
the
I'm
past
frozen now.
and whatnot, and yeah, even like just like even like I
No.
found intimate place because we didn't even have we didn't even actually um oh
There we
there we
go.
go.
Now I'm back. I froze
Yeah,
up there.
no worries. We didn't even actually go all the way or anything like that, and it's but still there was that attachment emotionally, like when you like there is sexual attachments, yes, and then there's even like when you go a deep emotional soul attachment to someone, like a soul tie is not just I find sexual, it's emotional and it's intentional and that kind of depth can really go somewhere,
Yeah, yeah.
What do you
And
guys think about that?
no, it's true. Like even emotionally, our connection, our heart connection, our ties, are even if there's no intimacy, if it's just there is a feeling, if there is emotion, there's a it's like best friends becoming emotionally connected and attached, and when you lose those friends by distance or a fight or an argument, there's hurt, there's wounding, there's pain, right? So that is a sort of a soul tie as well, right? So that's basically the same thing, you know.
Yeah, call it like a trauma bond. I've
Yeah,
heard that
trauma
term
bond,
a lot.
bingo. Yep, yeah,
You know,
Trauma
yeah,
bonding is usually
yeah,
when you're bonding over a common trauma that you both shared in the past.
yeah.
Um,
You know,
just wounded people getting together. Misery loves company.
yeah, yeah. I don't want to do this alone.
yeah.
No,
And it's funny. Like I did work Thursday night with Honey. She's also has her community. I did work with her. Did a Toronto meditation, and man, it brought me back to 7-year-old Wally playing in the fountain in New York City. Not, and then I was able to find a picture of Leon dancing in the river in the same park, and I said, "This is like me playing with a toy and being that awkward kid, right? And feeling lonely and abandoned." And and it was amazing because I saw myself. I saw myself, and then I saw and I saw myself in Rowan, in that same park. I saw myself in Leon in that same park, and then I went back to the picture of me in that same park. I have a picture of it somewhere, in that same fountain, and and it was just like wow. And the tears that fell um, through that was so powerful, and it was like this version of me that needed love, needed attention.
Yeah,
It's like this,
no way.
that's awesome.
and then to have,
Yeah,
and I have a picture of me in the same freaking fountain, man. This is
yeah, yeah.
the same park with the same background, the same,
Yeah,
do
cool.
the same thing, you know,
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
and it was such a trip to go back there and to feel that, to feel the same as he was feeling, it's like what,
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
and I have a picture where it's like it's almost me doing
Yeah,
the same thing.
great.
So when we talk about past life or reincarnation, or we talk about soul tie, we saw, and how our souls were tied to the past
Yeah, yeah. There's
through our
this.
DNA, right? Because they talk about Jesus and the vertebrae and the spine and the DNA and then the DNA and how what the DNA carries
Genetic memory. Is
genetic
that?
memory. Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
So that's more
So,
of what I believe past life experiences are. It's just
yeah, me too. Yeah,
from our forefathers that we're
Yeah.
then experiencing. But it's not that you lived it; it's that the people who were before you had that
lived it,
experience.
but
You're
that
now,
memory gets stuck in the DNA in the cell. It gets
yeah,
stored in the cellular memory. Yeah.
I've had that. Like I've had that. I won't go into a long story at all, but I have had that, and where I experienced the same uh, desperate love for someone that my grandfather did for my grandmother,
Wow.
and I knew it. It was weird because then all of a sudden later, my mother tells me a story of how my grandfather ended up with my grandmother. And in one sense, I mean, the simple version is he got real desperate and really, really like said he couldn't live without her, etc. And that's how they ended up together.
oh
And
wow,
so I ended up doing the exact same thing, not to the same exact way, but I could sense the exact same thing in my experience. And yeah, and like other experiences, like where in another life I was like a not CIA or FBI, like I'm talking like those covert agents. And then my grandfather was an exceptional military guy. Like like that's just one generation or two up.
right.
So I don't know really much about what was before that, but like you say, yeah, in a past life I think I was this, and you feel it because somewhere along the line someone operated in that, and they were physically there, and you have the same blood going through your veins, and
Yeah.
like not the exact same blood, or in some ways it is, I guess, but a variation of look at a family tree. All these variations that now stream to you.
Yeah.
So kind of cool to look at off the top of my head right now. Anyway, that's all I can say about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
What do you guys think? Was that
Yeah.
up to last, or is
No,
that
yeah, that's a a memory, or even I also pick up like that, like, let's say the heart is the biggest brain and memory in the body. So when the DNA and when the sperm hits the egg and the single cell becomes a double cell, becomes a triple cell, and it multiplies, right?
hmm,
That spark of life, and that heart energy, at a cellular level, holds the DNA, holds the information, holds the past
hmm,
in us in such a way that we can remember it, and like somehow our brain will get glimpses of it.
yeah.
Like
Huh.
my kids when they were younger, they had these past lives where my son told us the story how he lived in this glass house, and how he was murdered, and both my boys have the same kind of birthmark, and it's like a white spot on their backs.
Interesting.
And in some ways, Rowan reminds me of my father, and Liam reminds me of my younger sister.
Hmm.
Like their souls came back in the versions of my sons.
Yeah.
And I feel that sometimes, like, oh my god, it's like my dad sometimes, like, or Leanne's like acting like my sister. I'm like, what the fuck? It's awkward. It's weird.
Really, though, like yeah, you see it in like your siblings, your like
Yeah.
obviously kids, and yeah, it's true though. Like, and we're talking about things that aren't what they're not what people. This isn't like foreign. This is what people
Yeah.
think in their head but don't talk about.
Yeah.
And I know
And I had
many
yeah.
people
And I had
who really talk.
right. And I had two kind of past lives that like memories that I can remember when I was younger, and there were in two different places, but almost at the same time. Like I was remembering my mother's side and my father's side
Right.
on two different planes at the same time. It was weird. So one was like me as like a Bedouin with one of those Arabian swords. It's like
Similar.
it gets wider, and
Yeah.
it has that like that. riding on a camel in the desert
Well,
and going to war, like on the camel with the sword,
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah.
the turban, and then another one is like me as like almost like a pagan, like spiritual Celtic seer. But
okay.
also this version, the Middle Eastern Bedouin, was also like a seer, but he was a warrior who could see.
Yeah.
And so then I have this internal gift of empathy, intuition on such a powerful level that I can feel and see, and I can dream walk. I can see things that are going to come in the future. I don't know how to explain it to people. When I do, I'm the crazy person, but this is what happens to me daily.
Yeah. There's
How I meet around the person, I start telling them things about themselves that they're like, "Can you please stop? You're scaring me." Or they get so freaked out that they walk away. I'm like, "No, stop!" And like, I've met people on their bikes, like, "Oh yeah, we get in a conversation." Within 20 seconds, I'm telling them things about themselves, and then they're like, "Okay, bye." That's fucked up.
Yeah.
How are you doing that? Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just so sensitive and aware and present that it almost feels like, oh, you, and someone said, oh, you're using power of suggestion. I was like, it's not power of suggestion. Because your body's responding to something, and when your body responds to whatever that something is, I feel it. I pick it up and go, "Oh, this is what you're feeling right now." And they're like, "How did you read me like that? How do you know that about me?"
Yeah. Well, there's a kind of like a tie together. There's I mean, the spiritual experiences of our ancestors, and
Yeah,
then that's passed through genetic memory, and then there's the natural gifting that we have in the present, which you have a huge gift of
yeah,
empathy and discernment, is what I would say, and then you combine that and that plus being able to also have gone through all that you did already yourself.
yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
the thing. Getting guidance from you before is and also you helped me do my personal emotional work to get towards the truth I need to for myself.
yeah,
And you've done a lot of your own, and so combine all of that, like with your
yeah,
ancestors, and then there's a spiritual aspect that is there where, like, we talked about removing soul ties that especially um, if they weren't right in a way.
yeah, yeah,
And sometimes like it's I wonder about that. I had somewhere in my ancestral line where there's someone who was reaching to other sources other than God or
yeah,
Jesus
yeah,
to get their way, or to get something accomplished, or to gain power, and or just to feel like they were something. And
yeah,
I know that I went into that, and I had to release that off of me, my genetic bloodline, and my ancestry, and ask
right,
forgiveness, and put it into the truth of who God says I am. And this is again my belief um, in Jesus, of course, and in
yeah,
God, and in that truth, and and in the truth, and for me.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
so it's basically I look at a combination here, and I believe it's a gift to be able to feel other people and connect this way.
yeah.
Uh, Sorry, Nick, you were going to say something there.
Yeah, was it Masonic stuff that you were letting go of?
No,
No.
no, it was just there's some sorcery type stuff. There
Okay.
was some witchcraft, oppression type stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's stuff where they're calling upon other things other than God or the truth in Jesus, other than Jesus to be their strength. And it was yeah, something I just knew I had to do. So in the authority of Jesus, I said, you no longer have hold on me. I looked to God in it, and I said, God, in your name, I come to you. I release any spiritual family tie to any sorcery, witchcraft, or anything that does not belong to you. And I remove it
Yes.
and Jesus off of myself, my bloodline,
Yeah.
and my ancestors.
Yep. Nice.
And being this declared done, now I continue that and say that for myself and my future generations. This no weapon formed against me, my house, or my family, or my generations and children's children shall ever prosper in Jesus' name. That is done.
Nice.
That is
Awesome.
it. And removing these ties and these familiarities and these memories that were not belonging to Jesus is the key thing here as a Christian and as a follower of Jesus, because He is your Lord. It's not going to any other power or anything like that. It's in truth, honesty, and creating the innocence of being present with His Spirit in where you are, and also taking ownership for your family and your bloodline and your future generations. And so I think that in that experience, for me anyway, it's been that all these past lives or past memories or experiences spiritually or familiarities, they're there and they're speaking for a reason. They're not just, they're not just for no reasons showing up. They need to be taken into ownership and truth.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you're doing that, you're stopping the generational curses that they entities that they were engaging with have legal access to you and your bloodline.
Yeah.
And so you're stopping that from being a thing and removing that the oppression and everything that can come with that from being a thing anymore. So that's awesome.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's necessary.
Big time.
It got to happen, and that combined with the emotional clarity that we talk about in these calls too, like it's all connected. It's in fact infused, because the emotional work is getting out of, especially on a man's side, it's getting out of here, and the framework operating system that you like to be comfortable in, and getting here deep so that you can actually, and knowing how, and being facilitated into that place so that you can get to this truth, recognize it, get it gone or aligned in the right way, and now go forward changed and actually making progress, having some newness in your life. That's the way I can say it at the moment.
Right? No, and that's true, right? It's like it's a journey of letting go and understanding the past, the present. We don't know what the future holds, and then how do we now know that tomorrow is a new day, but today we live in what we're living, and yesterday is already gone. So how do we change who we and become who we know we are meant to be, letting go of yesterday and becoming who we need to be today, so tomorrow we become that better version of ourselves anyway.
Yeah. And then when this is cool. The value I've learned of how to value myself in the truth. And the truth sets in, you are loved deeper. I don't know, I'm in this place of don't waste the day. Like today, a prayer I often have is it's not worry, it's intent. It's like, God, just go before me today. Help me to do what actually is going to be the maximum potential of this day. Because I don't want to just meander through and see what happens. I want to do. And so help me to step into what you have for me to step into. That's the best. And step away from what I need to as well. That's the best. It's kind of
Awesome.
a daily thing. Yeah. It's more exciting.
So, perfect, man. I love that. What a great way to end the call.
Yeah, yeah, man. No, these calls are encouraging every week, and I value them. It's on my calendar because
Yeah, I was like, that's why I was
yeah.
like, where is he? Where is he?
Yeah, no, it's on my calendar every Saturday, and
Awesome.
yeah, you know, I know that people who get on and start the discussions and exploring this in their own lives and coming to the truth, it's kind of like jumping into the fire and knowing, you know, like people will be where they're at, and
Exactly.
you can do your best to help and to be there and to help make awareness, and then say, hey, this is what happens next, and it'll be awesome. And if it's either it's a yes or no, that's what I love about what you guys have led me through too, is owning like what's going on and owning what that's shaping around you. You know,
Awesome.
like yeah. Cool. Appreciate it very much. And
and Nick looks like a horny little devil.
the deer, eh?
I'm sorry, man. I had to call it, man. It's such a distraction like the whole call. Like these two little like.
It's intentional. That's what it's.
There you
awesome,
go,
guys. Great call, guys. I really love you all.
Yeah, I love you guys. We'll talk soon here.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah.